Hello, this is my English speaking practice, and I'm for today I'm focused on memorizing English phrases. Yeah, until today, um, I've I've been talking I've been talking about my personal development or uh, technology technologies, but from today, I'm going to focus on training of speaking English. Yeah, uh, because because I feel like I'm stuck. I'm stuck in speaking English, improving speaking English. So from now and for a week, I'm focused on the learning phrases, and after that I will restart to broadcast about my personal development or learning technologies. Yeah. So today, um, I will I will use Japanese and English as well. This is this is a pure my English training. Yeah, and I'm I learn phrases for broadcasting. Mm. I needed to explain something, so and I needed to I needed to compose the sentences and explain flows or logics or like that. So mm, I needed to learn the composition and useful phrases, and also I want to review my phrases. These phrases are what I asked before ChatGPT. Yeah. Yes. So today I'm going to take a look at these phrases, and I need to memorize, and I have to be able to um, speak naturally without thinking. Yeah. Mm, for now, I'm thinking the phrases to speak. So I'm not fluent, as you can see. Yeah. So I I should I should um, I should speak fluently. So I needed to memorize and memorize. I need to memorize phrases and be able to speak them instantly and naturally. Yeah, instantly. So, from this week, I will learn the phrases and I will use the ChatGPT and how to memorize it. I need to memorize. Okay. I need to test the output. Yes, it is good for me to memorize them. And I have uh, a website to test it, so I need to create a CSV file like this. Yeah. That and I'm aiming for around 200 phrases in a week. Okay. And I'm aiming for how to choose which phrases should I choose for the for the for the goal. Let's think about this. I want to learn useful phrases, which is frequent in my broadcasting. Yeah. These phrases are very specific. Yeah, specific phrases. Rather than specific, I want to run the general phrases. So this is a text file. When I broadcast in Japanese, and this file is translated from Japanese into English, into natural English by ChatGPT. So in this text, there are a lot of useful phrases for me, customized for me. Yeah. So I want to extract the phrases, useful phrases from this file, and I want to focus on the important phrases. Yes. Okay, let's take a look at the start, the beginning. So today I'm gonna talk in Japanese. I've done like 30 sessions of English speaking. But honestly, I feel like I'm not really improving lately. Uh, okay, I should use this phrase. I feel like this is, I think, very useful and frequent phrase. I feel like I'm not really improving lately. I'm not really improving. In Japanese, あんまり良くなってないなみたいな。あんまりなってないが、こんな感じ。So I'm gonna create a CSV file to review. So oh. Can I use cursor? Can I? Okay. Good. Like this. So I'm not really. Yeah. This is this is not complete denial, but it's a relieving. This expression relieves the denial. Yeah, so I think this is good. But I should use the example sentence. I should use an example sentence. So okay, I will use this. And okay. And I should speak in Japanese, I can't fully say what I'm thinking. I can't fully say what I'm thinking. I just end up using the same expressions I already know. And it's kind of end up. I think this is useful expression. I just end up 何々してしまう。同じ表現を使ってしまうみたいなね。Already know. I just end up using the same expression I already know. This is nice. Okay, next. It's a kind of frustrating. So for today, I thought I just speak in Japanese all the way. All the way. I would just speak in Japanese. Okay, next. YouTube will generate subtitles automatically and I will take those, turn them into English, and see how my natural thoughts would sound if I said them in English. My natural thoughts would sound. See how my natural thoughts. Okay, next. That's the idea. So yeah, today I will just talk really in Japanese, mainly to generate subtitles. Mainly to generate. 主に字幕を生成する目的で。Mainly to generate subtitles. I will probably keep these to about an hour. I will probably keep this to about 1時間ぐらい keep these to These expressions are not difficult, but if I speak in English, I wouldn't speak in this way. This is a point. This is a key. Anyway, what I've been working on is a tool that helps me auto-generate code to create online board games more easily. Basically, it uses a folder called templates and builds out a new project based on that code. And I've been debugging one of those generated projects. To keep things simple, I decided to use a classic example, Sugoroku, kind of like Japanese backgammon. Okay. To keep things simple. Keep things simple. Keep things simple. シンプルにするために I decided to use as classic example. Okay. So I've been working on debugging that game. I don't really remember how far I got last time. This is I don't really remember how far I got last time. どこまで進んだか、前回どこまで進んだか覚えてないんだよな。あんま覚えてないなって感じか。OK. I've been using Playwright to automate a few parts of the process. Okay, let me fire it up and see where I left off. Let me fire it. This is difficult. Okay, let me please generate translations. It takes time. Takes more time than I expected. Oh, why this? Oh, I just end up using the same expressions I already know. Okay. Nuance expressions. Okay. The CSV expressions, CSV format is not correct. You shouldn't use the double quote in me check the CSV file. Flash cardenizer. This is a website for flashcard. And for example, like this, and screen per row, and screen 1 is the English expression, and screen 2 no. Screen 1 is Japanese expression, and screen 2 is screen 2 displays English expression and nuance explanation, and size is 5. OK、 最近あまり上達していない気がする。I feel like I don't really improving lately. I feel like I'm not really improving lately. I just end up using the same expression, same phrases I already know. I just end up using the same expressions I already know. To keep things simple, I decided to use a classic example. To keep things simple, I decided to use a classic example. I don't really remember how far I got last time. Let me fire it up, and I don't know. Let me fire it up and see where I left off. See where I left off. どこで作業を終えたかみたいな感じか。Left off. Where I left off. Okay. That's it. Okay, it works. So I'm going to increase the number of these phrases until 200 this week. Okay, next. Okay, so here is what it does. This is simple but useful, I think. So I'll add this. It runs an end-to-end test, launches the browser, set up a room, and automatically join the 3 players. All of that is automated. From there, it's just a matter of checking how things behave. This is difficult. From there, it's just a matter of checking how. I cannot get it. So I'll add this. When I hit the start game button just now, I got an error. Alright, I think I was changing something last time. That's probably why it broke. Yeah, it's a settings for player thing. You have to set that when you start the game. That part defines the default time limit per player, like how long they have to take an action. I'm wondering if I can speak this phrase naturally or instantly. That part defines the default time limit per player, like how long they have to take action. I think I can. Okay, that's set. That's setting the settings. Ah, I see. That's setting. This is a past principle, past participle. Past participle. Well, this set is past participle, right? That's setting the settings. Yeah. Okay, the error happened around this part. It's when the player is supposed to roll the dice. It's when the player is supposed to roll the dice. What is this it? It's when the playerさあプレイヤーがダイスを振る時ですみたいな感じか。Okay. The UI needs to show that action, and the backend needs to send what's called a required action. Backend needs to send what's called a okay. What's called a バックエンドはリクワイヤードアクションっていうのをっていうのをやなこれかっていうのを送る必要があって that gets triggered in two places. First, when the game starts. Second, when the previous player's turn ends. So, for the player whose turn is starting, the system needs to say, hey, it's time to roll the dice, and also set the time limit at the point. That whole section is something I was thinking of refactoring. Something I was thinking of refactoring. Okay, there are 5 new sentences. 6, 5. I will ask AI. Yeah.さてこれが何をするのかというと So here is what it does. Okay, let me test again. And the size is 10. I feel like I don't really I feel like I'm not really improving lately. I feel like I'm not really improving lately. I feel like I'm not really improving lately. I just end up using the same phrases I already know. I just end up using the same expressions I already know. Okay. To keep things simple, I decided to use a classic example. To keep things simple, I decided to use a classic example. Yeah. And I don't really remember how far I got last time. I don't really remember how far I got last time. Let me fire it up and see where I left off. Let me fire it up. I think this part, pronouns of this part is different from mine. Let me fire it up. 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 Let me fire it up and see where I left off. And see where I left off. So, here is what it does. So, here is what it does. Okay, so here is what it does. I don't remember. From there, it's just a matter of checking how things behave. そこから物事がどうかを確認するだけ。OK、物事。OK。そっからは、あとは確認するだけだね、みたいな感じ。あとは確認するだけやな、みたいな。あとは何々やな、みたいな感じで。あとは何々するだけの方が良い。It's just a matter of checking how things behave. From there, it's just a matter of checking how things behave. It's when the player's timing to roll the dice. Supposed to. It's when the player's supposed to roll the dice. Okay. することになっているか。It's when the player's supposed to roll the dice. 振るべきタイミング。そういうことね。So it's when the player's supposed to roll the dice. Got it. So backend needs to send what's called a required action. The backend needs to send what's called a required action. っていうやつを ていう感じやな。What's called? ってやつを送る必要があって、The backend needs to send what's called a required action. Okay. And the whole part is something I'm thinking of refactoring. The whole section is something I was thinking of refactoring. This is was しようかと考えてた。That whole section is something I was thinking of refactoring. So, okay. その部分全体をリファクタリングしようと思っててか、しようかと考えていたんだ。リファクタリングしようと思ってたところやね。その部分が、この部分全体をがしようと思ってた場所やな。箇所やな。The whole section is something I was thinking of refactoring. しようかと考えていたんだか。日本語の方をregarding Japanese sentence, Japanese phrases is better. It is better to get close. How to say? It's better if the Japanese sentences are close to the expressions I usually use. Why I didn't come up with this sentence? Okay, I will add here. And 日本語の文章は普段自分It's better if get close to the expressions I usually use. It's better の方がええな。Okay, next. Where I left off. There is this function called initial client data, which gets called when the game starts. Like when you click the start game button, it generates the UI data for each player, for the player who goes first. We show them the message to roll the dice. For the others, we just say there is no required action. I'm using some helper functions here to keep the code short and clean. Keep is likely to be used. The function ends up returning the for client object, which hold the data for each player. This ends up means この関数はfor client object を返すことになっていて、この for client object っていうのが各プレイヤーについてのデータを持っているよ。supposed to に近いかな。The function ends up returning the. This is I think this is mistranslation. I think supposed to return. I feel like this is more natural. The function is supposed to return the for client object which holds the data for each player. Yeah. We just update it with something like add required action. Updated it with something like I don't get this nuance, so add this. But TypeScript is being picky again. This is one of those cross-module type PCs issues. The shared module and the server module are separate, and apparently when TypeScript imports types across modules, apparently when TypeScript imports types across modules, it can't always handle advanced type inference. Apparently is useful expression. I think I should use more this phrase. I just found that out recently. 最近気づいて。So, for example, when I specify roll dice as the action, I think it tries to infer the exact type for it. I think it tries to infer exact type for it. ロールダイスっていうのをアクションとして指定したときに、それが、その部分がその型を推論しようとするんやけど But that messed up the whole thing. That messed up. 難しいね。But that messed up the whole thing. しようとするけどもうまくいかないよなみたいな、うまくいきませんよと。 OK, this sentence. One, two, three, four. Okay, one more. Also, this require wrap function is expecting game settings because it needs access to each player's deadline. But honestly, the whole thing feels more complicated than it should be. I don't understand this structure. Of course, I can understand the meanings, but I don't make sense this structure because feel is the whole thing is subject and verb is feel. Yeah, I feel this is what weird. But I should be used to these expressions. The whole thing feels more. だからこれは全体的に余計に全体的になんか不必要に複雑になってるなみたいな感じね。ただ正直この部分に関しては、全体的にちょいなんだ一旦 it should be 全体的に不必要にかな、全体的に必要以上に複雑になってるよなってことやな。I already added it. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, I don't. Okay, so let's generate the okay, what the difference? Here, okay. It's a Kansai Japanese style, a kind of Japanese style, but this is not the way I speak. But it's okay. Add required action みたいな感じで更新するだけでよくてって感じか。Something like みたいな感じで更新するだけで細かいこと言ってくるんやな。また細かいこと言ってくる。A Apparently, when TypeScript imports types across module, it can't always handle advanced type inference. おおいきなり標準語。どうやらなんかタイプスクリプトはなんかの方がいいな。どうやらを使う。なんかタイプスクリプトはモジュールをまたいで型をインポートすると高度な型推論がうまくいかんことがある。したときに、たまになんか高度な型推論がうまくいかんことがある。あるっぽいな。なんかタイプスクリプトはモジュールをまたいで型をインポートするとたまに型推論がうまくいかんことがあるっぽい。OK. I think it tries to infer the exact type for it, but that messed up the whole thing. 多分正確な型を推論としようとしてるんやけど、それが全体をややこしくしてるね。こんなこと言ってない気がするけど。messed up the ややこしくするか。messed up the whole thing 台無しにする。なるほど。そうね。全体をそれが全体的にmessed up か。messed up. Okay. But honestly, the whole thing feels more complicated than it should be. でも正直全体的にもっとシンプルでいいはずやのにやたら複雑に感じるわ。に関しては全体的に必要以上にやな。なってる感があるやな。でも正直全体的に必要以上に複雑になってる感がある。But honestly, the whole thing feels more complicated than it should be. Okay. Accept. Let's test again. 15. I see. Okay. Let's go. The whole section is something I was thinking of refactoring. We just updated it with something like add required action. We just updated it with something like update it with hardwired action. But TypeScript is being picky again. But TypeScript is being picky again. Apparently, when the TypeScript imports types across module, I don't know. Apparently, when TypeScript imports types across modules, it can't always handle advanced typing inference. Can't always handle advanced type inference. なんかあるっぽい。Apparently, when the TypeScript imports types across modules, it can't handle advanced type inference. うまくいかんことがあるっぽい。It can't handle advanced type inference. 多分 I think it tried to infer the exact type for it, but it messes up whole things. I think it tries to infer the exact type for it, but that messes up the whole thing. It's better if the Japanese sentences is close the expressions I usually use. It's better if the Japanese sentences are close to the expressions I usually use. It's better if the Japanese sentences are close to the expressions I usually use. I feel like I'm not really improving lately. I just end up using same phrases I already know. I just end up using the same expressions I already know. To keep things simple, I decided to use a classic example. I don't really remember how far I got last time. Let me fire it up and see where I left off. Let me fire it up and see where I left off. Okay, so here's what it does. From there, it's just a matter of checking how things behave. From there, it's just a matter of checking how things behave. It's when the players it's when the players are supposed to roll the dice. It's when the players it's when the player is supposed to roll the dice することになってる。それはというか、そこでプレイヤーがサイコロを振ることになっていてみたいなニュアンスやな。Back end needs to send what's a code? What's a code? What's called required actions? What's called 手圧語。手圧語、日本語を合わせるべき。最近あまり上達してない気がしていて、結局知っとるば知ってる知っとる結局知っとる同じやつ同じ表現ばっか使っばっかりかな。結局知っとる同じ表現ばっかり使ってしまってますと。結局知っとる同じ表現ばっかり使ってしまってます。話を簡単にするために話を簡単にする。To keep things simple. I decided to use a classic example. 定番。定番の例を使うことにした。簡単のためにかな、これは。簡単のために定番の例を使うことにした。decided to 使うことにした。定番の例でいく。定番の例で例を使うことにしました。I don't really remember how far I got last time. 前回どこまでやったかあんまり覚えてないな。I don't really remember how far I got last time. 立ち上げてどこまでやってたか。立ち上げてみて立ち上げてLet me fire it up and see だから立ち上げてどこまでやってたか確認してみますとしてみるわ。ちょっと立ち上げて れは完全に意訳なんだけど、ニュアンス的にはちょっと立ち上げてどこまでやってたか確認してみるわ。Let me fire it up and see where I left off. Okay, so here's what it does. さて、これが何をするかというと、とは違うな。What it does だから何をするかというと、まあこれはいいか。From there, it's just a matter of checking how things behave. そこからは物事がどう動くかを確認するだけだ。そこからは、どう動くか。物事がと言わないな。何々するだけみたいなイメージ。It's just a matter of checking how. そこからはもう確認するだけ。そこからはもうどう動くかを確認するだけ。でよくてみたいな。それはちょっと違うか。だけでよくて、だけで。From there, it's just a matter of checking how things behave. そこからもうどう動くか確認するだけで。From there, it's just a matter of checking how things behave. 完全に一致。It's when the player is supposed to roll the dice. それはプレイヤーがサイコロを振るべきタイミングだ。それはというよりは、でかな。そこでみたいな感じで、プレイヤーがサイコロを振りますみたいな感じなんだけど、それは分かりづらいけど、振るべきタイミングだ。サイコロが、プレイヤーがサイコロをIt's when the player is supposed to roll the dice. それはなのかな、これは。文脈によるかな。あれ ?It's when the... あれか。It's when the player is... Okay, the error happened around this part. この it はこれか。It's when the player is supposed to roll the dice. I see. それはプレイヤーがサイコロを振るタイミングで、It's when the player is supposed to roll the dice. それはプレイヤーがサイコロを振るタイミングで、The back end needs to send what's called a required action. バックエンドは、ここはrequired action と呼ばれるものをってやつを送信する必要がある。That whole section is something I was thinking of refactoring. その部分をリファクタリングしようかと考えていたんだ。その部分をリファクタリングしようかな。 かなって思ってた。That whole section is something I was thinking of refactoring. しよっかなって思ってた。Okay, we just update with something like add acquired action みたいな感じで更新するだけみたいな感じで更新するだけで OK みたいなイメージか。We just update it with OK とは言ってないな。We just update it with something like するだけ。But TypeScript is being picky again. でも TypeScript がまた細かいことにうるさい。まあエラーを出すとかでもいいのかな。でも TypeScript がまた細かいこと言ってくるねん。細かいこと。Picky again また細かいこと。TypeScript が出してきてBut TypeScript is being picky again. でも TypeScript がまた細かいエラー出してきて、Apparently when TypeScript imports types across module, it can't always handleうまくいかんことがあるっぽい。It can't always handle.Apparently, when TypeScript imports types across modules, it can't always handle advanced type inference. I think it tries to infer the exact type rate, but messes up the whole thing. 多分なんやけど、それが全体をややこしくしてるね。してるんよな。してるんよな。But honestly, the whole thing feels more complicated than it should be. でも正直全体的に必要以上に複雑になってる感がある。But honestly, the whole thing feels more complicated than it should be. Good. Okay, today I just a 16 sentence. I have learned 16 sentences today. Yeah, but I'm satisfied with this. This phrase is so useful and Yeah, I'm confident I can use this. Yeah. Mm, so let me check. Last check. 20. Backends needs to send what called a required action ってやつを the whole section is something I was thinking of refactoring しようかなって思ってて The whole section is something I was thinking of refactoring みたいな感じで更新するだけ We just updated it with something like add required action but TypeScript is being picky again apparently when the TypeScript imports types across modules it can't always handle advanced type inference apparently it can't always handle I think it tries to infer the exact type for it but it messes up the whole thing I think it tries to infer the exact type for it but that messes up the whole thing but honestly whole things feels more complicated than it should be but honestly the whole thing feels more complicated than it should be it's better if Japanese sentences are close to the expressions I usually use. It's better if the Japanese sentences are close to the expressions I usually use. I feel like I'm not really improving lately. I just end up using the same phrases I already know. I just end up using the same expressions I already know. To keep things simple, I decided to use a classic example. I don't really remember how far I got last time. Okay, let me fire it up and see where I left off. Let me fire it up and see where I left off. Okay, so here's what it does. From there, it's just a matter of checking how things behave. そこからもう確認するだけでどう動くか確認するだけでよくて From there it's just a matter of checking how things behave From there it's just a matter of checking how things behave It's it's when the players it's when the player is supposed to roll the dice. Okay, finish. Nice. Okay, so today I'm going to finish. I will continue these kinds of training tomorrow. Yeah, thank you for